I will try to create a short video on how to create an nRF24 transmitter. I was looking for software which would explain how to draw connections for electronic circuits, but really didn't find anything that would be user-friendly. Meant for beginners. So as alternative, I decided to create this video on how to put together the components by actually making a video of the actual components instead of diagrams that are abstract and are confusing for beginners like me. Okay, so this is nRF24 transmitter. As you can see here, it says that this left joystick is connected to A0 in this direction and A1 in this direction. And this right joystick is connected to A2 and A3. Okay, and here you can see the Arduino Nano, cheap Chinese clone. Not the Italian one, it's the cheap one for like $5 to $10 each. And in the back, you can see the battery, which is 1500 mAh, 7.4V, so that is a 2S battery. Okay, and it's connected with this two-sided Velcro or some similar material to the case made from cardboard. So how do you make it? Here's the question. Okay, so here are the components that you need. You will need obviously Arduino Nano, cheap one. You will need the nRF24 transmitter receiver. They are the same modules for transmitter and receiver. So this is the module itself, and this is the other side. I will give links to Amazon in description for the products that I bought. So this is nRF24 with antenna that is easily attached, as you can understand. Now, the connections for nRF are written here. And this is important. Please take a look. So the pins are all labeled. Like you can see that it says, okay, I will use these. You can see that it says here V plus GND, right? Here it says CSN CE. This one says MOSI, I think, right? MOS, and then SCK, MISO. Here it says, right. This is MISO, and this is IRQ. So you can just remember these connections. They seem to be confusing in the beginning, but eventually you will learn them. And this part here is nRF24 module. So it's already, I highly recommend using this, because what you do is you simply plug it in like this transmitter you plug into the module, and the module provides voltage regulator, and so it takes 5 volts from Arduino and makes it into stable 3.3 volts, which is needed for the nRF24 transmitter. So here you can see all the ports are labeled as well. For example, here you can see VCC, SCN, MO, right? Well, when you look at it, you will see it better than actually in the video. So you will put this into the module, right? Then for the Arduino Nano to sit on top of your PCB, you will need to solder these pin headers, right? They go into these pins here, right? And this will sit on top of these headers, right? So altogether, you will produce a board that looks like this. So these are pins soldered, right? These are headers soldered into which you will be able to put the Arduino on top of this. Once you have these headers soldered into the Arduino. So this I think should make clear how to put in your Arduino. Now these connections here, as you can see here, there are 2 and I think 5 or 6 holes here. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, and 2 there. They are meant for this module right here. As you can see, there are 6 pins here and 2 pins right here. So this module would go like that. It will go in like this. Right? So that is how it would be connected. And of course, this module would have wires going to the Arduino, soldered in a way which will be specified further. Okay, this is not the best version. This was one of the trial versions, but I'm just showing you as a way of understanding how it all works. And as you can see here, there are 2 side kind of roads, side roads. So one of these was meant to be as like a ground, where you can see the black wires are connected here. And one of these was supposed to be 5 volts. As you can see, the 2 red wires are connected here. So this is not the actual final run, but it just shows you like a stage in the process. Okay. Now, a very important thing is this. This is called I think capacitor. Now, this capacitor you can buy in a set like this. I think 630 pieces would cost you maybe like $15 or $20, that range. So this is a capacitor kit. And the one I used was this one, 100 microfarad, 16 volt capacitors. You could use this too. That would be just fine. So, I mean, most of these can be used for this project. But the one that I used was this capacitor. And as you can see in the capacitor, there is actually it says that it is. Yeah, let's see. Can you see this? I wonder if you can. There is anything to be seen. Oh yeah, here. Yeah, it says 100 microfarad, microfarad and 16 volt capacitor, 100 mF, 16 volts. So now the capacitor has two sides of it. As you can see, one leg is longer, one is shorter. This leg has negative, right? So it's like a shorter leg. So this would be connected to your ground. And the other leg, of course, is positive, would be connected to your VCC. So the way it should be attached is as close as possible to your transmitter, which is here. And as you can see here, this side here, yeah. So, okay, look at the left side. This is the ground. This is ground. This one. Yeah. Let me show you. So this is ground pin, and this is VCC. So this is where you can solder in your capacitor. Again, you solder the ground side here, the one that has like a little rectangle to the pin. And this is VCC. This is where you would solder your capacitor. Here. And the way it is done, look at here. This is the receiver. And here you can see the capacitor is here. Capacitor of 100 nanofarads. Its legs were clipped, but they are soldered to the ground on the left and the VCC on the right. So they kind of support your signal, both. So you would need to add the capacitor both to the transmitter and receiver. Here this is receiver without a case, but the same thing is true for the transmitter. Here, let me show you here. Here, as you can see, there is a capacitor here. Here you can see the capacitor, which is soldered to the transmitter. Okay, so you would add the capacitor to the both transmitter and receiver. Okay, and finally there is this joystick. Okay, now as you can see in the joystick, it says GND on the left, 5 volts, VRX, VRY, and SW. Okay, I didn't use SW, but of course GND would connect to ground line on your PCB. As you can see here, this would be connected to the, for example, this line. Right? The line that says 5 volts on the joystick, you would connect to your 5 volts line, which is here. Okay, the VRX, as you can see here, right? Can you see? VRX, yes. VRX, you would connect, for example, to A0 on your Arduino Nano. And A0, as you can see, is okay, it is right here. Right here. So this is I think A0 here. Okay. This is A1, A2, A1, A0. Okay. I'm sure you will be able to read the pins better in reality. They are quite small. There you can see A1, One definitely A2 and A3, A4, A5, A6, A7. Okay. So you would connect your joystick to A0, for example, and A1. A0, for example, for VRX, and A1 to VRY. And as you would have two joysticks, like this, for example, the other joystick you would connect to A2 and A3 on your Arduino, right? And finally, you may want to, or you do want to connect this part here, because your battery will be providing source of electricity, and you can use such connection or XT60 connection, but let's say you use this one, this type of connection. And this connection you can solder to the back of your PCB where Arduino is connected. And of course, it would go into the upper right pin, which is V in and ground. So the red connection would go to V in, and the black one would go to ground. I think this is clear, right? Yes. So maybe this is enough for how to make the transmitter. The connections for this for the transmitter from all the pins will be specified both in the program and down in the description of this video. Okay, thank you for watching.